What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you get all the notifications as and when we drop the content on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into this one. So this one I'm going to talk about the contract signing. JOSHUABUATSI went on Sky, went on Ringside, the show where they've got a boxing podcast there. And he went on the sort of televised version of that one. I saw it on YouTube after the fact, and he signed the contract to fight Azeez. Now, there's been talk about this fight for a while, and it's an interesting lead up really, because both of these guys, they both had opportunities actually to fight Dimitri Bivol. From my understanding of Azeez was right up there. He had the opportunity and he turned it down, from my understanding. And the same with JOSHUABUATSI. Virgil Hunter sort of looked a bit bemused and sort of shell-shocked when he was asked about the opportunity. You know, he clearly didn't think JOSHUABUATSI was ready to fight Dimitri Bivol. So it's interesting. Both of them have that in common. I don't know how relevant that is, but that's an interesting one, because normally you take that opportunity. But the good thing is it leads us into this domestic dust-up between Azeez and Buatsi. Now, for me, I think this is one of those where I can't see this being a dull fight at all. I believe this has got all the ingredients for being a very good fight, a very good domestic fight. So I'm very happy that it's happening. I think both guys have exciting styles, but Azeez, he's kind of a smaller light heavyweight. So he says that his idol is Marvin Hagler, and you know I'm named after Marvin Hagler, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So he models himself in that style. He can sometimes switch hit. He can sometimes switch to southpaw to cut people off. And Azeez is a good fighter. He's a guy that's really come through the rank. I think he's now 34 though, so he's one of those guys that time is not necessarily on his side, because he's mid-30s now. But he's done things the right way, the way that I like to see them done. He's come right up through British, European, and now he's at world level. He's done things domestically, and he's handled his career in terms of at least what he's fought for and how he's progressed in that very British traditional way, where you work your way up, area level, English level, British level, European, Commonwealth, and then you work your way up. You fight your way through all the way till you get to the top, which is world level. So he's done things in that way, and I do really respect Azeez for doing that. He's a fighter that's very good at close range. His bread and butter is getting guys up close, offloading combinations on the guys, cutting the ring off very well. Overall, he's a decent fighter. I wouldn't say that he's necessarily a world beater, but you never know. He may be able to prove me wrong, and this is a good fight for him, where this will sort of really show his level, how good Azeez is. And JOSHUABUATSI, he's a guy who's, I don't know, his career has kind of been in limbo for quite a long time. He's an Olympian who, there was a lot of hopes for him. There was a lot of, you know, people speaking very highly of him, done very well as an amateur. But as a pro, you know, we haven't really seen that sort of amateur potential that he had, fighting the very best in the amateurs, going to the Olympic Games and everything. You know, you expect so much of these guys, but in terms of Buatsi's career, we haven't really seen him, you know, reach the highest heights. We haven't really seen him boxing anyone sort of close to the elite level where you might expect a guy like him, you know, coming out of the Olympics, the bronze medal, I believe it was. And you'd expect him to be a bit further along at this stage in his career, you know, challenging, because you look at guys like, let's say, an Anthony Yard, who didn't have many amateurs at all, You know, he's fought for world honours, and fair enough, he hasn't really gone through the domestic route, but respect to him, he's been holding his own at world level, and to see Buatsi sort of behind a guy like that who doesn't have the same background as far as it comes to the amateurs is quite interesting. And so Buatsi's one of them who's in a bit of a stall, in a bit of a limbo. Definitely a good fighter, definitely has a lot of potential, but as far as what he can do at world level, we don't know. We really don't know, because we haven't seen him have those challenges. We've seen him have struggles with sort of fringe contenders. So yeah, overall, this is a good fight. I think this is kind of a crossroads fight in a way, because neither man can really afford to lose this fight. I'd say maybe Buatsi might have a little bit more to lose than Azeez, but then at the same time, Azeez, with the age he is, mid-30s, if he loses this one, you got to ask, will he get an opportunity at a world title or something if he loses this one? You know, will he? It might involve him having to wait longer or whatever. But yeah, overall, I see this as being an exciting fight. Both guys like to come forward. Buatsi's a spiteful fighter. You know, he was kind of more boxing in his last fight, but Buatsi's got spite. He's got grit. He's got determination. He puts the punches together very well. He's pretty accurate as well in what he does. And Azeez is a come forward guy. He's quite versatile, but because of his height, and he's normally punching up, he's normally fighting guys that are sort of bigger, taller than him at light heavyweight. So he's an up close, in your face, up close and personal fighter. Good variety of shots as well. So I think it's going to be a good clash. You might slightly edge Joshua Buatsi, but again, that is just really, really slight. I don't edge him by any big margin. I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 fight, but if I had to edge someone, I'd say maybe ever so slightly Buatsi. He probably has the edge in power and whatnot. But again, he struggles with boxers, as Craig Spider Richards showed. But I think with Azeez, he's getting a fighter that's going to be in his face, is going to be right there in punching range, and you know, it's going to have to be a bit of a war, a bit of a battle. So I think that will sort of suit Joshua Buatsi, and I'd only ever so slightly edge him. I would not be surprised if Dan Azeez pulled this one off, because he is good as well, and he's very good at what he does. So let me know your thoughts about this. Dan Azeez, Joshua Buatsi, or Joshua Buatsi, Dan Azeez. It's going down. They've signed the contracts now. Well, I've seen Joshua Buatsi sign his one on Sky Sports. So let me know what you think about this fight in the comment section below. Who would you pick as a winner? Would you agree with me, slight edge towards Buatsi, or would you pick Dan Azeez to pull off a sort of minor upset? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.